So mg is definitely acting towards the center now, but normal reaction is acting in opposite direction. But for a body to move in a circular path, there should be some net force acting towards the center of the circle. So when compared to normal reaction, mg should be definitely a bigger force. See, for example, this is a body of mass m. We are applying a force of 10 Newton in this direction, and we are applying a force of 5 Newton in this direction. The net force is acting in which direction? Net force is acting in this direction. How can you say net force is in this direction? Because this is the direction in which a bigger force is present. Clear, no? So what is the net force in this condition? 10 minus 5 is the net force. Same concept here also. For a body to move in a circular path, there should be some net force acting towards the center of the circle, which is called as centripetal force. So mg must be greater than normal reaction. So what is the net force in this condition? Net force is mg minus u. And what is this net force? This net force is nothing but centripetal force. And what is the formula for centripetal force, ma? Tangential velocity is given, no? So it is mbt square divided by radius of the circle is r. So this is the equation which is applicable in this condition. Are you able to understand? So mg minus n becomes the net force, and net force formula is mv square divided by r. Understood? Now for this condition, try to write centripetal equation. This condition ki rayandi. So how many forces are acting here? Weight mg is acting towards the center of the circle, no? Clear, no? Normal reaction is acting in this direction, no? So now which force should be greater than which force? Normal reaction should be greater than mg. Why? Because there should be some force acting towards the center of the circle. And what is the force which is acting towards the center? Normal reaction. So subtract both of them. N must be greater than mg. Clear, no? So n minus mg becomes the net force. And this net force is nothing but centripetal force. And centripetal force is nothing but mv square divided by r. Understood? No? That's it. Make a note of these two. Motion of a vehicle in circular path only because of friction. And this is a level road. What is meant by level road? Level road means horizontal road which is horizontal. Are you able to understand? It means here we are not considering any banking angle. Banking angle we are not considering. Okay. Now this is a vehicle. Car. This is a car. Clear? So this is a car moving in this circular path with a velocity of v. And for this car to move in a circular path, again centripetal force is required. No? So here who is providing the centripetal force? Ikkada centripetal force ni ever provide chestunnaru? Cheppandi. For a car to move in a circular path, who is providing the centripetal force? Friction. How can you say? Car is moving in this direction, no? Then friction should act in opposite direction. That's what we have studied, no? If body tries to move in one direction, friction will act in which direction? Opposite direction. That's what we have studied, no? So, but centripetal force I require in which direction? Centripetal force I require towards the center of the circle in which the body is moving. Clear, no? So how can you say friction is providing centripetal force in this condition? That is the nature of the body. See, any body moving in a circular path, it always tries to move away from the center of the circle. If you observe the body from pseudo frame of reference, any body tries to move away from the center of the circle. If a body tries to move away from the center of the circle, then friction will act in which direction? Friction will act in opposite direction. Are you able to understand? And here, this friction is acting in which direction? It is acting towards the center of the circle. Clear, no? So friction is responsible for providing centripetal force. Are you able to understand? So right now. So therefore here, friction provides what? Friction provides centripetal force. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore now I want to calculate one thing, ma. So therefore friction, I can say friction provides the centripetal force. Are you able to understand? And what is this V, ma? V is called tangential velocity of the body. R is called as the radius of the circle. And here this mv square by r, it is providing the centripetal force. Okay. Now what I want to calculate is, what is the maximum velocity with which this body can move in a circular path? That is the question. I want to move in this circular path with maximum velocity. Are you able to understand, ma? So with how much maximum velocity I can move in a circular path without slipping? మీరు మ్యాక్సిమమ్ సర్కులర్ పాత్లో రొటేట్ అవ్వడానికి ఒక మినిమం స్పీడ్, ఒక మ్యాక్సిమం స్పీడ్ ఉంటుంది. అంతకన్నా ఎక్కువ స్పీడ్తో పోయినారనుకోండి, సర్కులర్ పాత్లో కాదు, మీరు స్ట్రైట్ లైన్లో వెళ్తారనమాట. ఎప్పుడన్నా కార్లలో వెళ్ళినారా లేదా? టర్నింగ్ దగ్గర అదే స్పీడ్తో టర్న్ అవుతారా? 100 కిలోమీటర్ల స్పీడ్తో పోతా ఉన్నారు మీరు, టర్నింగ్ వచ్చింది, టర్నింగ్ దగ్గర కూడా 100 కిలోమీటర్ స్పీడ్తో కార్ తిప్పినారంటే ఏమవుతుంది? టర్నింగ్ తీసుకోరు, మీరు స్ట్రైట్ లైన్లో వెళ్తారనమాట. సో ఆల్వేస్ దేర్ విల్ బీ సమ్ మ్యాక్సిమం వెలాసిటీ ఇన్ విచ్ యూ కెన్ మూవ్ ఇన్ ఎ టర్నింగ్. ఓకేమా? సో దట్ మ్యాక్సిమం వెలాసిటీ హౌ కెన్ ఐ క్యాల్కులేట్? కెన్ యూ సే ఎనీబడి? Who is responsible for moving in a circular path? Friction is responsible. And friction is equals to mv square divided by r. And what is this v? V is called the tangential velocity with which a car is moving now. Now I want this velocity to be maximum. So if velocity should be maximum, friction also should be maximum. No? Already we studied friction is what kind of force? Self-adjusting force. Friction is a self-adjusting force. And what is the maximum value of friction? Maximum value of friction ఏమంటారు? Limiting friction. Are you able to understand? So therefore I say that if friction is maximum, and what is that maximum friction called as limiting friction, then speed of vehicle also will be maximum. Speed of vehicle also will be maximum. That's it, no? Are you able to understand? So if friction increases, velocity also can be increased. But friction, is it unlimited? Friction unlimited avutunda? No. Friction is always a very small quantity. Are you able to understand? So therefore velocity with which I can move in a circular path is also limited only. More than that velocity we cannot move in a circular path. Okay. Now write the same equation here. So instead of friction, what I will write? Instead of friction I will write limiting friction. And limiting friction is equals to mv maximum square divided by r. This is the equation which I can write now. Instead of velocity, I will write maximum velocity. Now in this condition, can you say what is FL? Limiting friction is how much? What is the formula for limiting friction? Mu s into n. This is equals to mv max square divided by r. Up to here it is clear, Nama? Now what is normal reaction in this condition? Normal reaction is how much? mg. See, my weight of this car, it is falling on the road, no? The road will give same amount of normal reaction. Clear, no? For example, if this is a car, are you able to understand, no? Its weight mg is falling on the ground. Ground will give a normal reaction which is again equal to mg. Are you able to understand? So therefore, if you substitute here, okay, so what I will get, mu s into normal reaction is mg. So this is equals to mv max square divided by r. So mass and mass get cancelled. So what is the final equation we will get, ma? V max is equals to square root of mu s into gr. Okay, ma? It means this is the maximum velocity with which a person can move in a circular path without slipping. Slip అవ్వకుండా ఇంతకన్నా ఎక్కువ maximum velocityతో మూవ్ అవ్వటము సాధ్యం కాదు. Are you able to understand? So therefore, this is the movement in a circular path because of what, ma? Only because of friction. So మీరు రోడ్డు మీద వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు కార్ని రొటేట్ చేస్తారు కదా, సో దేర్ యూ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు మూవ్ ఇన్ అ సర్కులర్ పాత్ ఓన్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రిక్షన్. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈస్ నో ఫ్రిక్షన్ యూ కెనాట్ మూవ్ సర్కులర్ పాత్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ బ్యాంకింగ్ ఆఫ్ రోడ్స్. వాట్ ఈస్ మెంట్ బై బ్యాంకింగ్ ఆఫ్ రోడ్స్, మా? బ్యాంకింగ్ ఆఫ్ రోడ్స్ మీన్స్ వాట్? సిమా, ఇన్ హైవేస్ వైల్ యూ ఆర్ టేకింగ్ ఎ టర్నింగ్, రోడ్డు ఒకవైపు అలా రైజ్ అయి ఉంటుంది కదా. ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్? వెన్ యూ ఆర్ మూవింగ్ ఇన్ highways or national highways, you will see that one side of the outer side of the road, it will be raised by a small angle. Road flat ga undadu, koncham ala rise ayi untundi anamata. So that angle they are providing purposefully. Okay, edo road edamlo mistake kaadu adi, they are providing it purposefully. So that raising of this outer edge of the road by a small angle, that is called as banking angle. Okay, ma? Now let us see what is the purpose of banking of the roads and how it is responsible for movement of the vehicle in a circular path. Clear, no? See, ma. So consider this is a road, ma. Outer edge of the road, it is raised by how much angle? Let us consider it is raised by an angle of theta. Are you able to understand? And here is our vehicle. This is a vehicle, ma, which is moving in a circular path. Okay? Vehicle estanu bhayapadalu. So this is a vehicle. So this is not moving upwards or this is not moving downwards. This is moving in a circular path where outer edge of the road it is raised by a small angle. Are you able to understand? Now here consider vehicle is moving in this circular path only because of this banking. Now in this condition we are not taking friction into consideration. Friction is absent. There is no friction. Friction తీసుకోవడం లేదు. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? So what is the weight of this car, ma? weight of this car is mg. Are you able to understand? So therefore, normal reaction will be in which direction? Normal reaction will be in this direction. It will be perpendicular to the contact surface number. Normal reaction is in this direction. So this normal reaction, I will split this one into two components. Clear? No? So if this angle is theta, what will be this angle? This angle also will be theta. Then what is the adjacent side? Adjacent side is n cos theta. Opposite side is n sin theta. Are you able to understand? Now if you see this figure, mg and n cos theta, they are exactly in opposite direction. No? N cos theta and mg exactly they are in opposite direction. It means these two forces they are getting cancelled with each other, or they are balancing with each other. Clear now? So therefore I can write n cos theta and mg, both of them they are equal. So this is my first equation. Are you able to understand? So n cos theta and mg, they are getting balanced with each other, or we can say they are getting cancelled with each other. Then what about n sin theta? Is there any force to balance n sin theta? To balance n sin theta, is there any force? No. ఉందా లేదు? ఎంజీని ఎందుకు స్ప్లిట్ చేస్తావు? ఒక సుబ్బక్క ఈ రెండు బ్యాలెన్స్ అయిపోయినాయి కదా ఇక్కడ. ఆల్రెడీ దే ఆర్ బ్యాలెన్స్డ్, దెన్ వై యూ షుడ్ స్ప్లిట్ హియర్? Centripetal force? So see ma, here n sin theta becomes the unbalanced force. There is no force to balance n sin theta. Clear no? And see what is the direction of n sin theta? If body is moving like this, so center of the circle will be somewhere here. No? This is the center of the circle in which this car is moving. Okay. And see what is the direction of n sin theta? N sin theta is towards the center of the circle. Are you able to understand? So therefore I say n sin theta is the unbalanced force. Nobody is balancing this force. And this unbalanced force is in which direction? It is towards the center of the circle. Clear no ma? And which force will be towards the center of the circle ma? Centripetal force will be towards the center of the circle. Clear no? So therefore I say centripetal force, Fc. Clear? So centripetal force is how much? It is n sin theta. Are you able to understand? Clear no? So therefore what I say, n sin theta is equal to mv square divided by r. So this is my second equation. First equation and this is my second equation. Okay. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా ఏం జరుగుతుందో? Clear nama? These two forces they are getting balanced. N sin theta is the unbalanced force which is acting towards the center, and that force provides the centripetal force. Clear? Now divide both of them. So n sin theta divided by n cos theta is equals to mv square divided by r, and what is n cos theta? It is mg. So m and m, n and n get cancelled. So tan theta is equals to v square divided by gr. So theta is equals to tan inverse of v square divided by gr. Are you able to understand? So this is the banking angle for which velocity? For this much amount of velocity. Are you able to understand? So if this vehicle should move in a circular path with a velocity of v only because of banking, then what should be the banking angle? Banking angle should be tan inverse of v square by gr. Are you able to understand? So one thing here which I can understand is that, see ma, note point. Note point is what? So if velocity of vehicle increases, if I want to move in the same circular path with a greater velocity, ఎక్కువ స్పీడ్తో టర్నింగ్ తీసుకోవాలి అనుకోండి. So if velocity should be greater, theta value also should be greater. That's it. Clear no? Then banking angle also should be greater. What is meant by theta here? Theta is called as theta b, or you can call it as banking angle. Are you able to understand? That's it. So previously what we have studied, motion of a body in circular path with the help of friction, only friction. Now body is moving in a circular path only because of banking. Here friction is not present. But in practical real life, rendu untai kada? Practically you will have friction also, you will have banking also. So that is our next condition. Clear now? Make a note first of all up to here. So therefore here if you want to find out velocity, velocity also you can calculate. What is the velocity with which he can move in this circular path? So v is equals to square root of gr into tan theta. So this is the velocity with which person can move in a circular path for that angle of theta. Okay, that's it. Clear, no? So he cannot move with a velocity less than that velocity. He cannot move with a velocity greater than that velocity. Okay? Real life situation, no? Where when you are moving in a circular path, you will find a banking also, no? Roads will be raised by a small angle, and friction will be definitely present, no? Clear, no? So banking also will be there, friction also will be there. Now this situation is very important. See one. Now in this particular path, I can travel with the two velocities. I can travel with a minimum velocity, I can travel with a maximum velocity. So if I travel with a velocity less than this minimum velocity, then body will fall to the ground. That is, it travels towards the center of the circle. Clear? And there is one velocity which is called maximum velocity. And if I travel with a velocity greater than maximum velocity, then body will travel up the circular path. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now can you say what is meant by minimum velocity? Can you say my anybody? Weight mg is acting in downwards direction. Are you able to understand? Normal reaction is acting in this direction. Okay. Now what is meant by minimum velocity? Minimum velocity means? Minimum velocity means if it travels less than this velocity, body will come to the center. That is the meaning of this one, no? If body travels with a velocity less than this minimum velocity, then body will start coming towards the center of the circle. So if a body starts coming towards the center of the circle, friction will act in which direction? Friction will act in opposite direction. That's what we have studied, no? Are you able to understand? Friction will act in which direction? Friction will act in upwards direction. అర్థమవుతుందా minimum velocity అంటే? Minimum velocity means he is traveling with a very less velocity. And if he travels with a velocity less than this velocity, then body will start coming towards the center, and friction always acts in opposite direction. So this is the direction of limiting friction. Okay. Now this FL I can split into two components, no? How can I split? If this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. And what is this one? FL? Suppandi. FL cos theta. Opposite side, FL sin theta. Are you able to understand? Similarly, you split this normal reaction also into two components. Clear, no? So this is the normal reaction, and if this angle is theta, this angle also will be theta. What is this side? This is n cos theta, and what is this side? This is n sin theta. Are you able to understand? Clear, no? Now can you say along y-axis, all the forces they must be balanced, no? Y-axis లో అన్ని ఫోర్సెస్ బ్యాలెన్స్డ్గానే ఉండాలి. ఉండకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది? If there is net force in upward direction, body will move in upward direction. Aeroplane లాగా పైకి వెళ్తుంది. If there is net force in downwards direction, body will dig the ground and it will move inside the earth. ఆ రెండు పాసిబుల్ కావు కదా. So along y direction, net force should be 0. So now can you say what are the different forces which are acting towards y direction? Y direction ఉన్న forces ఏవేవి? One is n cos theta, still FL sin theta, still mg. So these are the three forces. Clear, number? So what are the forces which are acting in upward direction? N cos theta is acting in upward direction. FL sin theta is also acting in upward direction. So these two must be balanced by weight of this body, which is equal to mg. That's all. Number? Upward forces should be balanced by downward force. So this is my first equation. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now let us write equations along y-axis. Along x-axis. Okay, ma'am? So along x-axis also, forces, should they be balanced or not? No. Enduku? Along x-axis, if forces are balanced, body cannot move in a circular path. It will move in a straight line. Clear, no? So definitely there should be some force acting towards the center of the circle. If body is moving like this is the center of circle, no? Center of circle will be somewhere here. So there must be some force acting towards the center of the circle. What is that force? N sin theta. Antena? What about FL cos theta? N sin theta is towards the center. FL cos theta is away from the center. Then how can you relate both of them? FL cos theta? N sin theta? Chupra? N sin theta must be greater than FL cos theta. Then only there will be some force towards the center. అదే కదా మొత్తం ముందు నుంచి మొత్తుకుంటుంది మనం. ఓకే. సో దేర్ ఫర్ వాట్ ఐ సే n sin theta must be greater than FL cos theta. Then only there will be some force acting towards the center of the circle. Understood now? Okay. So now how can you write a relation? N sin theta minus FL cos theta provides the centripetal force. That's it, no? Clear? And this is the minimum force, no? Because velocity is minimum. So therefore I will write centripetal force is mv minimum square divided by r. That is my equation. Understood, no? Clear? Now write some more values here. So n sin theta minus FL value is mu s into n cos theta. This is equals to mv minimum square divided by r. Okay, ma? So here also I can write like this, no? Here also I can write n cos theta plus mu s n sin theta. This is equal to mg. Clear, no? What I want minimum velocity only, no, ma? So I will do one thing. I will divide 2 by 1. So 2 divided by 1 if I do, then mv minimum square divided by r divided by mg. This is equals to, if I take n common here, then sin theta minus mu s cos theta divided by, here also I will take n common. Ma? If I take n common, then what I am left with? Cos theta plus mu s sin theta. Clear? No? So n and n, mg and mg get cancelled. Clear? So therefore what is the equation I will get? V minimum is equal to square root of g into r, gr multiplied by sin theta minus mu s cos theta divided by cos theta plus mu s sin theta. Clear now? So this is the minimum velocity with which this body can move in a circular path. Okay? If it travels less than this velocity, body cannot move in a circular path, but it will slip to the center of the circuit or bottom of this inclined plane or bottom of this road. Are you able to understand? Any doubt ma here? Okay. Now if you have understood this one, then try to calculate the equation for maximum velocity. Careful ga chudandi. చూసి maximum velocity కి ఈక్వేషన్ డిరైవ్ చేయండి. ఇంకోసారి వినండి, మళ్ళీ రికార్డ్ చేసి ఓపిక రావట్లేదు. ఓకే. సో వెన్ వెలాసిటీ is maximum, body tries to move in upward direction, no? So limiting friction will act in downwards direction. So FL we are splitting into two components, FL cos theta and FL sin theta. So along y axis what are the forces which are balanced? N cos theta, FL sin theta and mg. So FL sin theta and mg, they are acting in same direction. N cos theta is balancing these two forces. So this is my first equation. And along x-axis, what are the forces which are acting along x-axis? N sin theta and FL cos theta. Both of them, they are acting towards the center of the circle. No? They are providing the centripetal force. So just divide first equation and second equation, then that is the equation for maximum velocity. Clear, no? So what is the difference between previous condition and this condition, ma? In minimum velocity, what was the equation I got? For minimum velocity, the equation which I got is square root of gr into sin theta minus mu s cos theta divided by cos theta plus mu s sin theta. This is the equation which I got. So just plus and minus, they are interchanged. If you are placing plus in the numerator, then velocity will be maximum. And if you are placing plus symbol in the denominator, then velocity will be minimum. You can remember like this also. Are you able to understand? That's it. Okay. So after this we will study motion of a particle in a horizontal circle. Okay, ma? So this is a pendulum, and this pendulum we are making it to move in a circular path. And what kind of circle is this? This is not a vertical circle, ma. This is a horizontal circle. Clear, no? Now on this pendulum, how many forces are acting? Let us see. So this is the circular path in which this pendulum is moving in a horizontal circle. So weight of this pendulum mg, it will be acting downwards, no? Mass of the pendulum is m, mass of the bob is m. So weight mg will be acting towards the center of the earth. Clear, no? Still, tension T will be developed in this string, no? So tension T will be developed in this string. Okay. And this string is making how much angle with respect to vertical? Let us consider it is making an angle of theta. Okay. So if this angle is theta, what is this angle? E angle enta avutundi? That is also theta, corresponding angles, no? Vertically opposite angles, no? So if this angle is theta, definitely this angle also will be theta. Now this tension I will split this one into two components. Clear now? So this is a T cos theta and this one is T sin theta. Are you able to understand? Now can you say which forces are balanced and which forces are providing the centripetal force? Which forces are balanced? T cos theta and mg, they are balanced. How can you say? If mg is greater, body will move downwards. It is not moving downwards, no? If T cos theta is greater, body will move upwards. It is not moving upwards, no? So T cos theta and mg, they are balanced with each other. So therefore, along y-axis, which are the forces which are balanced, remember? T cos theta and mg, they are getting balanced with each other. Clear? What about along y-axis? Along x-axis? Along x-axis, what is happening? Along x-axis, T sin theta is there, this is one force number. T sin theta, actually it is not acting here, it is acting here. Clear? So split chase ikkada act avutundi kabatti idi ikkada act avutundi anukunte, it is acting on the same body. Clear, no? So T sin theta, what is this T sin theta doing? See the direction of T sin theta, ma? So is there any force to balance this T sin theta? T sin theta ni balance cheyadaniki edanna force unda? Ledu. And it is acting in which direction? Towards the center. So T sin theta becomes the centripetal force. That's it. So therefore what I say, T sin theta becomes the centripetal force, and centripetal force is mv square divided by r. What is this mv square? This is the tangential speed of this bob. In a circular path, it will be having some tangential speed number. That tangential speed is v here. Are you able to understand? So therefore this is my first equation and this is my second equation. Divide both of them. Clear now? So therefore I will write T sin theta divided by T cos theta is equals to mv square divided by r divided by mg. So T and T gets cancelled, mass and mass also get cancelled. I will get a tan theta is equals to v square divided by gr. So therefore theta is equals to tan inverse of v square divided by gr. So this was the same answer which I got in banking of angles also. In banking of angles, when body is moving in a circular path only because of banking, same equation I got now. So here also you will get the same equation. Understood? Clear? Similarly, you can find out velocity also. What is the tangential velocity with which this bob is moving? How can I calculate tangential velocity? V is equals to square root of gr into tan theta. Again, this is the same answer which I got in banking of angles number. Banking of force. Clear? That's it. Same equation. Similarly, you can calculate the tension also. What is the amount of tension developed in the rope? That also if you want you can calculate. So how can I calculate tension? Sima. So here I have T cos theta and here I have T sin theta. So by using these two, can you say how can I calculate tension? ఈ రెండు యూస్ చేసి టెన్షన్ని ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చు చెప్పండి. Angle rakoodu, without angle I want to calculate. Sima. So what I will do is T square cos square theta plus T square sin square theta, can I write it as mg whole square plus mv square by r whole square? Can I write like this? Squaring on both sides. Okay, I am squaring this side also, I am squaring this side also, this one also, this one also. Then I am adding both of them. Why I am squaring both of them? Because sin square theta plus cos square theta will become 1 now. Clear now? Now take t square common. If I take t square common, sin square theta plus cos square theta, this is equals to mg whole square plus mv square divided by r whole square. Clear now? So sin square theta plus cos square theta 1. So therefore what is the equation of tension? T is equal to square root of mg whole square plus mv square by r divided by mv square by r whole square. So this is the equation for tension. Understood, Amma? So sometimes he may ask you to calculate tension also, then you can use this relation. And if you don't remember this relation, always you have t cos theta and t sin theta, Amma. With the help of that you can do the calculation. Fine? That's it. So this is about motion of a pendulum in a horizontal circle. So very very important concept asked many times in the previous examinations. Okay? See this question. So this is called a death well. Death well. Pannarante potar paikari. Clear? So here this body, this may be a vehicle, this may be a bike, this may be a car. Clear, Nama? So it wants to move in this vertical circle. So this is a rotor, this is a structure, vertical structure. In this one, this body wants to move in a circular path without falling down. Then what is the minimum velocity? And there is no limit for maximum velocity. Maximum you can move with whatever velocity you like, but always there will be a minimum velocity. If he rotates with a velocity less than that velocity, then he is going to fall down. Clear? So let us see what are the different forces which are acting. Okay, ma? So weight of this body, mg is acting downwards now. Clear, no, ma? And if the body should move in a circular path, there should be some centripetal force, no, ma? For a body to move in a circular path, definitely there should be some centripetal force. Who is providing the centripetal force? Huh? Weight of the body is downwards, no, ma? So body will try to fall downwards. So friction will act in which direction? Friction will act in upwards direction. Understood, no? Body will try to fall downwards. So friction will act in upward direction. And if this body is moving in a circular path, somebody is applying centripetal force. Who is applying the centripetal force? Normal reaction is applying the centripetal force. Clear? When body tries to move in a circular path, if you observe from pseudo frame of reference, it tries to move away from the center of the circle. That is, this body will push the wall. This body will push the wall in pseudo frame of reference. Then what wall will do? Wall will give an opposite reaction. Are you able to understand? And that reaction is called as normal reaction. So this normal reaction is responsible for providing centripetal force. Are you able to understand? So therefore what we write here? We write normal reaction given by wall provides centripetal force. Okay. So therefore can I say N is equals to centripetal force, and what is the formula of centripetal force? mv square divided by r. This is my first equation. And here see this body, it should not come downwards, no? It should not move upwards. No? It means the forces which are acting along y axis, they must be balanced with each other. So therefore I will say FL and mg, they must balance with each other. Clear? What is FL? Mu s into n is equal to mg. So mu s into n value already we have calculated, now mv square divided by r. This is equal to mg. So mass and mass get cancelled. So v is equal to square root of mu s into gr. So what is this one? This is the minimum velocity with which the person can move in this circular path in vertical and horizontal circle. Are you able to understand? See, if a person travels with a velocity greater than this velocity, then what will happen? If he travels with a velocity greater than this velocity, then more amount of centripetal force is required, no? More amount of centripetal force is required. It means normal reaction should increase. Who is providing the centripetal force? Normal reaction. So if normal reaction increases, then velocity of this body also increases. So if normal reaction increases, definitely limiting friction also increases. Are you able to understand, ma? So here limiting friction is not limited. Here limiting friction is unlimited. Why? Because when he increases his speed, normal reaction must increase, no? So as normal reaction increases, where is limiting friction? Limiting friction formula, mu s into n. This value also will increase, no? If normal reaction increases, limiting friction also increases. So body can move with any velocity, no problem. But there will be one minimum velocity, and this is that minimum velocity. If he travels with a velocity less than this velocity, he will fall down. If he travels with a velocity greater than this velocity, no problem. Fine? That's it. So in the same question, what is the minimum angular velocity with which this body should move in a circular path such that it doesn't fall down? Root 2? No. Again same concept, nothing is new here. Okay. So mg and fl, they must be balancing with each other. Clear, no? And normal reaction provides the centripetal force. And what is the equation for centripetal force? mr omega square. Previously we used mv square by r, no? Now we are using mr omega square. Why? Because he is asking question on omega only, no? Angular velocity. So mr omega square. So just substitute. So therefore FL is mu s into n is equal to mg. N value already we have calculated, no? Take this n value, substitute here. So mr omega square is equal to mg. So mass and mass get cancelled. Clear number? So therefore mu square is equals to g by mu s into r. So mu minimum is how much? It is square root of g divided by mu s into r. Okay. So this is the minimum angular velocity with which this body can move in a circular path. Right? So a ball of mass 240 grams. This is the ball, na? Clear? So this is connected by two threads like this, and it is moving in a horizontal circle. Clear? So this ball is moving in a horizontal circle. So what is the total length of the rod? Total length of the rod is 1.8 meters, and the length of each string is how much? Length of each string is 1.5 meters. That is the given question. Okay. So therefore, when the ball rotates about the axis of the rod, the strings are extended as shown. So they will make a horizontal circle like this. Clear? So they are making how much angle? Let us consider they are making a small angle of theta. Okay. So find the angular speed of the ball if tension in the lower string is 16 Newton. So tension in this string, if it is a 16 Newton, then we are supposed to calculate omega value. Okay. So this is the question which he is asking. Okay. So therefore, what is the tension here? Let us call this tension is T1, clear, no? And similarly let us call this tension is T2. So therefore let us split this T1 and T2 into components, no? So if this angle is theta, this angle also will be theta only, no? So because length of both the strings is same in this condition. So if this is 1.5 meter, this is also 1.5 meters only. Clear? So therefore, what shall we do? Let us split this tension into two components. See, here the direction of tension will be in this direction, but here what will be the direction of tension? Here tension T1 will be in opposite direction, because tension is always equal and opposite, no? So similarly, here also what will be the tension? Here also the direction of tension will be T2, it will be in this direction. So therefore, let us try to split this one into two components. Clear, Nama? So if this is tension T1, so if this angle is theta, what is this angle? This angle is theta, what is this angle? That angle is also theta, Nama? So this angle also we call it as theta. Clear, no? Now split this one into two components like this. Clear? So this one I can call it as T1 cos theta, and this is T1 sin theta. That's all, Nama? Similarly, this tension also you split into two components. So this tension I can call it as T2. Okay. So if this angle is theta, definitely this angle also will be theta 1. Now split this one into again into two components. So this will become T2 cos theta, and this one will become T2 sin theta. This is how I can write now all the forces. Now let us take forces acting along y-axis. Okay. So along y-axis, how many forces are acting? Can you see? Along y-axis, how many forces are acting? T1 cos theta, T2 cos theta. They are acting in which direction? One is acting in upward direction, another one is acting in downwards direction. And in addition to them, weight of this mass is also acting, Nama, that you are forgetting. Weight of the mass mg is also acting downwards. So what are the downward forces? One is T2 cos theta, another one is mg. Weight of the body mg will be always acting downwards, no? Weight of the bomb. Clear, Nama? So therefore I will say the downward forces which are acting are T2 cos theta, and one more downward force which is acting is mg. And these two forces must be balanced by whom? These two forces must be balanced by T1 cos theta. Clear, no? T1 cos theta. And definitely can I say upward forces and downward forces, they are equal, no? Can I say? Upward forces and downward forces, definitely they are equal. No? Why? Why they are equal? Because this body, this bob here, or this mass here, ball, it is not moving upwards, it is not moving downwards, no? It is present at the same position. So therefore definitely upward forces and downward forces must be balanced with each other. So therefore I can write T1 cos theta is equal to mg plus T2 cos theta. Clear, no? So therefore T1 cos theta minus T2 cos theta is equal to mg. Clear, no? So therefore T1 minus T2 is equals to mg divided by cos theta. So I can write like this. Clear now? So therefore T1 minus T2 is equals to, what is the mass of this body, ma? Mass of this body is 240 grams. 240 grams means 0.24 kg divided by cos theta. Cos theta, how can I calculate? Cos theta is nothing but adjacent divided by hypotenuse, no? So adjacent, what is the half of the length of this rod? 1.8 by 2 is 0.9. And what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is nothing but 1.5 meters. Clear now, ma? So therefore adjacent side is 0.9 divided by, what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is 1.5. Clear now? So therefore 0.24 into 1.5 divided by 0.9. So this is my T1 minus T2 value. Clear now? One value I have calculated. Now similarly, now see ma, what about the forces which are acting along y-axis, along x-axis? Along x-axis, which forces are acting, ma? T1 sin theta, T2 sin theta. So these two forces, they are acting towards the center of the circle. No? So T1 sin theta and T2 sin theta, what they are doing? They are providing the centripetal force. That's it, no? So therefore I will write T1 sin theta plus T2 sin theta, they are providing the centripetal force. And how much is the centripetal force? He is asking us to find out angular velocity only, no? So we will calculate mr omega square. I can write centripetal force is mv square also, no? But tangential velocity is not required, angular velocity is required. Clear, no? So therefore, now do this calculation. So T1 plus T2 is equals to mr omega square divided by sin theta. Are you able to understand? So R means what here? R is nothing but radius of the circular path, no? This radius is nothing but R, no, in this condition. So body is moving in which circular path? Body is moving in this type of circular path. Okay. So this distance is nothing but radius of the circular path, R there. Okay. Now how can I write R value? This length, if I take it as 1.5, clear, no? And this length, if it is 0.9, I can calculate this length, no? R value I can calculate. Clear? Or this 1.5 you can split into two components, no? 1.5 cos theta, 1.5 sin theta. Like that also you can write. Clear? So let us write. So m into R. R is nothing but radius of the circle. I can write it as 1.5 sin theta multiplied by omega square divided by sin theta. Sin theta is again opposite by hypotenuse, opposite is again 1.5 sin theta divided by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 1.5. Satisfied? No? So in this triangle, what is sin theta? Opposite divided by hypotenuse. Opposite is nothing but radius of the circle. No? So radius is again L into 1.5. Okay, ma? So this 1.5 into sin theta and this 1.5 into sin theta, they will get cancelled with each other. Clear? So therefore what I am left with now? So T1 plus T2 is equals to, so m into omega square multiplied by 1.5. Clear number? So now what I want omega value. If I want omega value, I require T1 and T2 values, number. So lower tension is already given now here, 60 Newton is already given. T2 value is already given now. T2 is how much? 60 Newton. So if T2 is 60 Newton, I got this condition, no? T1 minus T2 is equals to some value I will get. From there you will get T1. So substitute T1 and T2 here, then can't you get omega value? That's it. That is how we do the calculation. Understood, Nama? So T2 value is already given and T1 minus T2 value already here we have calculated. No? From there you calculate T1. Clear? So substitute T1 and T2 here, then I will get the required omega value. Clear? Come on. So therefore, let me see what are the answers you should get. T1 minus T2 is equal to 4. This is what you should get. Clear, number? So then if it is 4, then T1 minus T2 is equal to 4. Clear, number? So T2 I got 16, no? So T1 minus 16 is equal to 4. So therefore T1 is equals to 20 Newton. Okay. So T1, T2 both values I calculated, number. So substitute here. So T1 value is how much? T1 value is 20. T2 value? T2 value is how much? 16. So this is equals to mass of the body 0.24 multiplied by omega square multiplied by 1.25. So calculate omega value. That is my required answer. Okay, ma? So the omega value which you should get is 10 radians per second. 10 radians per second. So that is the final answer which you should get. Fine. So this is a rod, ma. Through this rod, a rope is passing, and one end of the rope is connected to mass of capital M. Clear now? Other end of the rope is connected to a mass of small m. Okay. Now, to make this capital M to be in rest position, this mass should rotate. Are you able to understand? So for keeping capital M to be in rest position, see, if small m is at rest position, what will happen? Capital M will fall down, no? Capital M will fall down because this is a small mass and this is a big mass. So therefore, what we have to do, we have to develop some additional force in this mass, and which is possible only when the this body rotates, because when this body rotates, centripetal force develops, no more, and some component of this centripetal force is responsible for holding this mass of capital M. So let us see how we can do that. See, so this mass small m is rotating and capital M is in rest position. So if I draw the free body diagram of capital M, clear, no? On this capital M, how many forces are acting? Two forces are acting. One is capital Mg and the second one is tension. So these are the two forces which are acting, no? Clear, no? So definitely T and capital Mg, they must be equal. Why they are equal? Because body is not coming downwards, body is not moving upwards, no? Body is not accelerating. So definitely T and Mg, they must be equal to each other. Clear? Now similarly, here if tension is T, then here what is the tension? Here also tension will be T only, no? Same rope. Same rope is passing, no? So here also tension will be T only. Okay. So therefore, now if I split that T into two components, so T is making how much angle? It is making an angle of theta, no? So split that T into two components. So if this angle is theta, definitely I can say this angle also will be theta only. Clear, no? So split this one into two components like this. So this is a T cos theta and this one is T sin theta. That's all, no? So therefore, what are the forces which are acting along y-axis? Along y-axis, how many forces are acting? Chapandi. Along y-axis. Along y-axis, the forces which are acting are, one is a T cos theta and still weight of this bulb small mg is acting downwards, no? So definitely I can say T cos theta is balanced by mg. Okay. And what are the forces which are acting along x-axis? Along x-axis, what are the forces which are acting? T sin theta. Any other force? No other force, no, only T sin theta is acting. So what is T sin theta doing here? T sin theta is acting towards the center of the circle, no? This is the direction of T sin theta, no? So T sin theta provides centripetal force. For a body to move in a circular path, definitely centripetal force is required, no? And here centripetal force is provided by T sin theta. Okay. So therefore, what I will write, T sin theta is equals to mr omega square. Are you able to understand? So r means what here? R means radius of the circle, no? What is the radius of the circle? Is it given? No. Therefore, what can I do? Split this L into two components. Adjacent component is L cos theta, opposite component is L sin theta. So substitute here. So therefore, what I will write, so T sin theta is equals to m into L sin theta multiplied by omega square. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore, sin theta and sin theta gets cancelled. So T is equal to how much, ma? T is equal to capital Mg. So capital Mg is equals to m into L into omega square. So omega value is equal to square root of capital Mg divided by small m. So this is the angular velocity which we got. Understood, no? Very, very easy calculation. So, but I am not supposed to calculate angular velocity, no, man. I am supposed to calculate frequency of rotation. Then what is the relation between omega and frequency? Omega is equals to 2 pi into f. This relation also we have. Angular velocity is 2 pi times of frequency. Or you can write 2 pi divided by capital T also in terms of time period. This is the equation in terms of time period. This is the equation in terms of frequency. Clear? So therefore, what is the frequency? Frequency is equals to omega divided by 2 pi. So just you write here. So 1 by 2 pi square root of capital Mg divided by small m. So this is the equation for my required frequency. That's it. Fine.